Or as my title of my first book says, cool down before you burn out. Do we get a sense that while carrying out the day-to-day routine of our lives, we are missing out on the fun? Just go back the memory lane and think about yourself when you were a toddler or a child. You were always happy, bubbling with energy. Where has that energy gone today? That has gone because of the various worries and the stresses that we carry on. Does that mean that we should always be in the childlike mode? Definitely not, we can't be. But there are ways how we need to really balance out our work with our personal, social, spiritual, financial and health related areas. Now this is what work-life balance always talks about. This is a Western term which was coined way back in 1950s and 60s and has of late really picked up. We are going to talk about certain areas where we are going to seek the happiness in various areas of our lives and not to treat it as problem areas. How many of us think that we really love the work that we do? And how many of us are like? Well, most of us are. The very reason is work is always taken up as a means to earn money and not to enjoy it as we do. Have we really lived in the present moment? Have we really thought about it as something which is very exciting to go to? If not, then why do we always enter into the Monday blues when Monday morning comes in? How many of us face Monday blues first thing in the morning on Mondays while you go to the work? A lot of us. And the reason is we're not in a position to manage various areas in our lives. If we look at broadly, this is what our life moves around. Work, family, health, I would say leisure or hobbies, spirituality, not from the religious perspective, but more to do with self-actualization area. Then we would say finances, and then we would also say social areas. Then there are some miscellaneous areas that we always carry it out, and various day-to-day life related areas. What happens when one area is getting neglected by another? Often we find that we are not in a position to give enough time to our family because we spend a lot of time at work. But have we realized that our productivity also has gone down? So no matter if we are putting extra hours of work, have they really been productive? If not, then what's the use? If yes, then how long are you going to do that? It's like a bullock cart loaded with a lot of stuff climbing up the hill, and then the owner is actually hitting the bull for running it fast. The bull will collapse. It's like running uphill, taking your vehicle uphill in the top gear. Somewhere you need to reduce the speed and take a little lesser gear from 5th to 4th, 4th to 3rd, and then your vehicle can climb it. Often the idea is not to push yourself a little too hard where you would eventually burn out. That is what my book Cool Down Before You Burn Out speaks. And now my second book, which is going to come up, Yourself and Your Life, is something that it's going to focus more on it. We all are trying to squeeze the lemons where the juices are already gone out of those lemons. It has become dry. Often think of an area, how much time, when was the last time when you had actually sat with your family, discussed the past, how beautiful it was, when your children were really small, how you used to take them out and enjoy with them. At the same time, at the work area, you are constantly buried under the pressure. Well, this is not definitely going to reduce. The only way to do it is balance it out between all these spheres of life. And by doing a bit of spiritual area and a health related area, you can actually counteract and give more quality time to work. Your productivity would increase. Same time, your quality family life also increases. Imagine that you're really working late nights. Tell me, how many of you think that after 7 o'clock your productivity is as high as it is between 11 and 3? Very few of us. So if it's not really working that well, why not you focus on that particular time and get best out of it? Rather, give this time to the family. That would ease out your burden. Or meditate a bit right first thing in the morning and then take it up further. So poor time management is one of the biggest factors for stress. How do we manage this time? How do we balance between various spheres in life is something that we are going to discuss over the next 2 days. I'm going to tell you various tools that you can practice, and I'm going to make you practice all these tools, and then look at the neurological aspects of our brain wherein you would be in a position to relate all these things with your brain. I'm also going to talk about the good nutritional practices to enhance the productivity and cut down on the negative food, which would probably aggravate depression and bipolar. With that, I would leave this very thought of balancing out your time between this. A small exercise that I'd like to give you is, we have got 24 hours in a day. Now, for sleep, you are given 7 hours per day. For work, you are here 10 hours per day. The balance 7 hours, can you distribute it here? Think about it, carry on with this exercise, stay with this thought, and we will be right back after a break. Thank you.